ladies and gentlemen. Hello and welcome to Insert Name Here. It's a podcast about nothing for nobody. If you take it seriously, you're redacted. Let's start the show. Hey, what's up? Hello and welcome to Insert Name Here. It's a podcast about nothing for nobody. If you take it seriously, you're redacted. I'm your co-host, Doug Bennett.
And I'm your streamer other co-host, Seth Nacho. And hello and welcome to a special episode of Insert Name Here, where I confess my feelings for Doug. Would you make me the happiest podcast co-host in the world? Sorry, that was just something spontaneous.
Yeah.
Will you do this podcast with me forever? Oh, guys, what's up, dude? Welcome to the show.
Folks, if you're tuning in audio only, let it be appreciated that he did in fact take a knee.
Oh yeah, I did. It's kind of hard. It was kind of probably hard to see, but anyway.
And if you're tuning in video only, get your ass over to the Spotify exclusive premium content to find out what friend of the show likes to eat at a restaurant.
Yeah, I was gonna say we used to do pranks like that back in like college. Like there was this place, there's like a restaurant on campus that stays open late, and they had this thing called the Badger Burger. But like we'd be like telling people, "Oh, get the Badger Pizza, dude. It's not on there. Just ask for it." Oh, get the Badger Quesadilla. You know, like really fuck with people.
Yeah, careful talking about stuff too much. You're gonna dox yourself, bro.
Well, Wisconsin's the Badgers, dude.
Fuck.
University of Wisconsin. But yeah, dude, we used to have a good time pranking people. Like, oh, get the pizza. You know, it wasn't really
What would have been really fun for a guy like me? I'm gonna do a little bit of an imagination exercise. I'm gonna pretend that I'm like one of these cafeteria workers or whatever you call that spot at your university. What would have been really fun for me would be to pay attention to how many people ask for that shit, and then one day look for the exact right victim and actually make it for them. You know, figure out a way to construct a damn Badger Pizza.
Take a bunch of burger buns and like mush them together and make a pizza dough out of it. Like, you know.
Yeah. And I called him a victim, but like, victim of a friend's prank. What would be the most fucked up part is it would be good. I would find a way to make it good, and I would pretend I never did it either.
No, yeah, it would be like the best prank because like they would go back to their friend that was fucking with them and be like, "Yeah, dude, I had it. It was good." And they'd be like, "You had it?" And then they come up to you "Hey, did you guys?" And you're just like, "What are you talking about?" Like,
shut up.
No, Doug, no.
I didn't do that shit.
Shut up, nerd.
Is it on the menu? Get out of here.
You want a nuttin' with cheese?
Hey, Paulie, this guy wants a nuttin' with cheese.
A nothing? But yeah, dude, like, you're just like, isn't even, you see the menu? Like,
get real. I'm calling the dean on your ass. And then I would actually call the dean. And he'd be like, why are you bothering me with this crap?
Shut up, cafeteria worker.
Shut up.
Doug.
Well, that's the kind of school this is, to where that's normal to talk that way.
Oh, okay,
obviously, you don't talk like that in real life.
Okay, good. Okay, yeah, okay. I'm glad you made that clear.
I said we're inside the thought experiment.
That was a good distinction, though. This is in a different society than the one we live in. But, that would be a good prank. Like, if the worker actually managed to pull that off, that would be a good prank. Like, back on the person that was trying to prank their friend, right? Oh man! Every year, a new crop of freshmen just be like, "Oh yeah, get the pizza."
Well, very good. Very good. And you know what else I hope is very good? Your wild, wacky weather weekend. A lot of the country is going through a crazy weather pattern right now.
Yeah, I've seen the news stories. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
What is happening?
The west half of Virginia, not West Virginia, but the west half, they're getting hit with, they're calling it the zone of death.
Oh my god. They're calling it the Bermuda Triangle Death Sphere. No, what is this?
Yeah, so there's this band that's getting 4 to 9 inches of snow. That's how wide the estimate is.
That's huge. 9 inches? That's a lot.
Plus, 2 inches of that is going to be ice.
2 inches?
Of ice, bro. So,
2 inches is a lot.
I do pray that everyone did their shopping. And yeah, of course it is. It's average, actually.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, something's going on. But
That's a different kind of ice.
I don't think that didn't sound like a. Anyway, so that's in Virginia. Yeah, they're getting toast. I think Tennessee was like having warnings and stuff as well. I don't foresee the South as getting too bad.
Well, I mean,
I don't foresee it.
let's be consistent. This has always been a stance of the show. The South is everything below. The South is everything below the Mason-Dixon.
Does that include Tennessee?
I mean, a lot of Grok,
Where you at, Grok? Because like Missouri is the Mason-Dixon line, like the bottom of Missouri. Missouri's considered the South, but it ain't. You know what I mean?
Grok is Tennessee below the Mason-Dixon. Well, I can't spell. I should not. Underscores are for usernames. Hyphens are for terms. No. All right. Tennessee's not the South. Tennessee's the Midwest.
Fuck you, Tennessee. No, I'm just kidding. But
Yeah.
anyway, I don't think the South, like the Bible Belt and Texas, probably aren't gonna get any snow. Probably.
Yeah.
But I hear up north it's terrible. I hear it's awful.
I mean, it almost always is. You got places like Minnesota that are having an effective real feel of -30. Let that put, like, we're foreshadowing here. Let that put some context on current events in that state. All this is happening in sub 30.
They got a lot of ice. Yeah.
My man.
Hey! Dude, I saw a chick on TikTok, like, get ready with me for work. 1 layer, 2 layers, 3 layers, 4 layers, 5 layers. I was like, damn, dude, like, that shit is cold.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 layers on my body now.
Yeah. Like, you're wearing the long johns, and then you're wearing sweats under that, and then you're wearing another pair of pants, 2 pairs of socks on each foot, then you're wearing a jacket, and then another jacket, and like 2 scarves, and I was like, damn, girl, like, all this to go work at a coffee shop in the morning?
All this to be my Rite Aid cashier.
Hey, Rite Aids are leaving, dude. Like, we don't have Rite Aids anymore. All of this to work at Walgreens?
Shit.
Oh, man. But yeah, I hope wherever you are that you are safe in this terrible weather storm. And it's probably overhyped a little bit, but apparently that death zone sounds pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe not overhyped there.
there was some viral pics out of Washington D.C. that they sold out an entire Trader Joe's. Just one example, but it's like people are scared. So
They bottled the toilet paper again?
no, when I say sold out, I mean everything,
Yeah, they bottled all the toilet paper.
but not just the toilet paper.
Yeah, but they bottled all the toilet paper.
I mean, a lot of the people in D.C. don't even wipe their ass, so
Damn! That's why they gotta clean up the streets over there.
yeah.
Dude, have you seen the new Infinite Charmin roll?
No.
I saw this shit on TikTok. It's like it's the roll is like this big. Like it looks like one of those rolls that you see like in like public restrooms sometimes. They're usually 1 ply. But you know, like this is like Charmin, so it has to be more than 1 ply, hopefully. But it's like huge. And the dude was like, "Oh, babe, you looking at my Infinite Charmin roll? Yeah, I'm sponsored by them, and also, well, I don't shit that much. Like, it's for my family." And like, I was like, okay, we're making excuses for our huge toilet paper roll,
bro.
but if you own one of those, that's insane. Like, it's huge.
It's one, not that insane.
Well, it's not going on the roller on the wall. I'll tell you that because it would not fit.
Okay, well, I was gonna say, one, not that insane. Two, yes, that insane, because I realized how you, as a regular guy, beast like me, guy like me, I've done that before in my life. I've had the industrial size roll in my living space. How I did it was,
On the tub.
I was in a public bathroom, and I realized that most places these days, like in current year, they'll have some kind of janitor key on their toilet paper thingy. This was like 2013, so there was not a janitor key on it. I realized that I could pop that off and open, and I had a backpack on me too. So I was just like, man, I don't have to buy toilet paper for like a year if I do this. So I popped that sucker open.
You hit a devious lick.
I hit a devious lick.
Do you remember that? You remember devious lick?
Yeah, that was
God. That just brought me back.
Yeah, I mean,
they're stealing soap dispensers and shit.
Devious lick would have been taking the entire apparatus off the wall.
Right.
I
mean, you hit a somewhat devious lick.
Yeah, I hit an industrious lick. I hit a fortuitous lick. I hit a thrifty kind of lick.
There's no way though I would wipe my ass with 1 ply for that long.
You could have said that I was licked up.
What the fuck? Licked up. That's what I'm trying to be in the big 2-6. Licked
Hell
up.
yeah. My man.
I'm trying to look like a lollipop out here. But yeah, dude. I don't know. We were talking about Trader Joe's getting sold out. If they had any of those big Charmins, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And somebody bought those. Yeah, bread and milk. Bread and milk, baby. Instead of money spreads, we're doing bread spreads. We're doing slices of bread, and we're having jugs of milk. This is how we show off in the big 2-6 right now. It's how you flex on the gram.
Hell yeah.
Okay, kind of leading into news stuff here. I've got a question for you.
All right.
Doug, we live in an area.
That's
You
correct.
know, we live in a city in the United States of America. Tell me, Doug, has ICE been here?
Oh yeah, big time for sure. All you have to do is hop on our area Reddit. So, for those of you keeping score at home, that's going to be r/Hattiesburg.
Okay. I think if you go to your local Reddit, you'll also see.
Yeah, excuse me, I did get that wrong. You want to go to r/Raleigh.
What is the town in Andy Griffith's show?
You know what? r/Andy Griffith Show. But good job on the rule of threes there. That was
good.
Doctor.
That was Mayberry. r/Mayberry. That's where we live. But for real though, I was just curious because we see this in the news, you know, like ICE and these protests and wherever it is, you know, like right now it's focused in Minneapolis, but I mean it was in Los Angeles last year.
Yeah.
We see this and you know, is it happening here though? Is it happening in your local area? Apparently it is.
Yeah.
What Doug says.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything.
I know for a fact, for sure, and I'm going to be non-doxing here, but literally came to my neighborhood. Literally hit a very calm extract, you know, just doing what they had to do. Nobody got in the way or caused a problem. But you know, business as usual.
That explains a lot about Doug if you catch up in his neighborhood. It's got a lot of elite. Just kidding. I'm kidding.
I'm a man of the people.
Yeah.
I'm un hombre de la gente.
Oh my God. Mr. Fuentes.
Yes, dude.
Oh shit.
But yeah, no, dead ass, like real shit, man to man. They're here too.
Yeah.
So it really helps. Like a personal example like that helps contextualize. Like they throw around, however many millions, and they always seem to take the number up every time JD Vance talks about it. Every time Stephen Miller talks about it. Every time like Tom Homan talks about it. Rule of threes. That's three guys. You know what else is three guys? Is going to the store and grocery shopping.
Oh, I was thinking of Five Guys. I was like, how's he getting two more to make a burger?
Right. But it feels like every time, let's say the administration, feels like every time the administration talks about it, the number goes higher. At first it was like, oh, there's 20 million illegals, and then they started saying 30 million, and I think this week one of those three said something about 50 million. It's a lot. It's a lot of people. We've been so laid back for so long that like now when it's hitting critical mass of like, it's pretty cool that we're such a prosperous country and people just love minding their own business so much that we've been able to support a bunch of people, a bunch of extra people loaded into our system. It's crazy to think that critical mass was like in the neighborhood of 40 million. Like 40 million starts to become a problem. Like what other kind of like numerical scale? Like 40 million is a pretty insane margin.
I guess you're right. Yeah, I never thought about that. Yeah, like we had 40 million people we were just hanging out with.
Yeah.
that were not in the system.
Because you think about it at your house, like one person that you don't want to be at your house, potentially manageable. 5 people that you don't want to be at your house, that's really stressful.
Why are you talking about my kids? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. The old ball and chain. But, it's like 12 people that you don't really want to be at your house. For sure, we've hit critical mass there.
At that point, who's in the attic? I mean, come on.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking not.
I almost said Mrs. Frank.
And frankly, I did not see that coming.
Okay.
Good one.
Oh, God. That's the classic Nazi joke. I did not see that coming.
Yeah. Don't be stupid and be a smarty. Come and join the Nazi party. It's rare that we tell you what movies not to watch so you don't have to. That one, that's a Nazi.
Jeez Louise, dude.
Brother, that movie stinks.
We're getting canceled, dude. No, but seriously, like, I get what you're saying, though. Like in your house, if you had, like, you have a foreign exchange student, no big deal.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're happy to have that. You have, like, 20 people just living in your house.
It's like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, get the hell out of here. Not in my house. But yeah, 40 million. My God. But okay, I just was curious because I had not heard anything about in our area, so
Yeah.
It's interesting to know that it's going on and it's not like a problem. It's only a problem in certain places.
Yeah.
It seems. And by the way, I wanted to bring that up because I just remembered. I was talking to you earlier how I didn't remember what I saw on Twitter. I just remembered. Say Twitter, X, whatever.
It's still Twitter, bro.
Somebody was commenting about the state of riots. They're like, there was no rioting in the Biden presidency, but there's only rioting during the Trump presidencies. And I'm like, aren't you like telling on yourself there? Like,
thank you.
Like, I feel like you're kind of telling on yourself there, because we know who riots and who doesn't riot.
Yeah,
is what I'm saying.
Yeah, and there's an implication.
Some
there.
people respect the law.
Yeah,
I don't know. Is that a good way to put it?
Okay, well, I was gonna say there's an implication there, and I feel like you and me would be on the same page about this. So I want to explain. It's specifically who riots are, like the people who are directed or agitated or in some cases paid to riot. Of course, there's opportunistic people who will just take the chance and take advantage of the chaos.
A little bit of looting.
Yeah, but that's to me not
Burned
what
down and abandoned
That-
Toys R Us.
that to me is not what I look at. It's like so if you draw the contrast between conservative years versus like Republican years versus Democrat years, the Dems they're on paper. We have all the receipts. They're the ones who fund all kinds of NGOs and like activist opportunities. They're the ones that are bankrolling these things. So if the Dems are in power, they kind of don't need to pay their agitators. The agenda is going as they plan it to. When the Dems are not in power, like for example right now, Repubs have the White House, they have the Senate and the House.
Oh, well, I guess we don't know for how much longer. 'Cause
I mean, midterms are
elections.
coming up, but like,
Yeah.
you know, they do not have any executive or legislative mandates right now. So, you know, how do you continue to exercise control? You do it socially. That's where the NGOs and all that come into play. So, guy like me, I feel like you agree. That's the part where you're telling on yourself.
Yeah, because it's like you're basically saying you're like trying to say that it's bad during Republican or conservative, whatever administrations, because you're like there's riots when those happen. But it's like why are the riots happening, brother?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when you're telling yourself.
You're throwing a fit because you don't currently have your way.
Right, and yet you're like trying to be like, oh, it's so unpeaceful when Republicans. It's like no, it's more like you guys just don't want to be peaceful then.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like the Republicans are pretty peaceful during the Dem administrations.
Yeah, they are at the end of the day, they are the Repubs are the party of getting along. The flip side of that criticism is like, oh, you're scared to use power. You refuse to do anything because what if the Dems do stuff to us when they get back in power? One, brother, why are you playing to lose? You're actively winning. And then two,
I kind of like the idea of being scared to use power because like it keeps you from being corrupt. You
Sure.
know? I don't know. I feel like that's kind of a good thing almost.
academically,
It's like how George Washington stepped down after 2 terms, you know?
intellectually, academically, I agree with you. But two, the Dems are just going to use power however they want, whenever they're in charge. Look at the Obama years. We've talked about how he's literally emptied out the U.S. arsenal multiple times. I don't think the average citizen's in favor of war or aggressing other countries in most cases. Venezuela was still cool as shit, though.
Well, that wasn't a war.
It was still really violent.
It was? I thought it was a quick operation.
I mean, so no Americans died, and I think I need to correct the record here because I pretended, or I was told, I didn't realize that people stressed that nobody died. What they meant was no Americans died. We didn't lose anybody, but like, there was some people that got in the way.
They got goy beamed.
My man, he thought about it. He agrees it's funny.
They got psychic powered on.
Yeah. Oh, by the way,
But the whole Greenland thing, though, is kind of crazy. That feels kind of war-esque.
Yeah, we're not calling it Greenland for much longer, folks. We're going to call it Red, White, and Blue Land.
But it was kind of funny to me, because someone pointed this out to me. There's already, like, American military bases on Greenland. Like, we could totally expand those. I'm sure Greenland would be fine with that. There's something else going on here that's kind of worrisome to me.
And we can talk about that in a second. I'm going to finish up my point of like, so there's stuff like what Obama did in terms of Dems just exercising.
Yeah, highest kill count.
Right.
Like if you want to play if you want a true natural born killer, Obama's your man.
Yes, sir. But then, like the Biden era, like the aggressive stance and the consequences for so many people of like the long-term COVID-19 policies, like there was only 1 year. Like after about a year, we kind of had it figured out. We could have we didn't really open up society back until 2023.
Yeah, right. It was like 2020, 2021, and 2022 were all kind of...
No, because it started...
That was the COVID years.
Yeah, it started really heavy in 21. 21 was the year where a guy like me could give some grace. Like, we got to figure this out. 2 extra years of like people losing their jobs, having their travel, like you couldn't fly if you weren't triple boosted up, like insane levels of like totalitarian, like literal totalitarian, complete fascistic control, all the things that, you know, the modern American lib pretends to stand up against, the whole motivations behind having like a no kings protest or whatever. And yet they went in complete lockstep with like, oh yeah, if you don't wear a mask, you're killing your grandma. Or there was the one official White House communication where it's like, for people who are vaxxed, you're going to have a normal winter. For people who refuse to vax, hope you're ready to die. And it wasn't exactly that wording, but that was the implication. It's like,
Rest in peace to my granny. She
So-
got hit by a bazooka.
yeah. I
I
think about her every time I hit the hookah.
Yeah, but seriously though, like, yeah, like, you're gonna kill your fucking grandma if you don't wear a mask.
And so it's like,
it's funny.
I'm not sympathetic at all to like knowing that one side will always strongly wield power. I'm kind of not sympathetic to like, is if the other side doesn't also unsympathetically wield power. We just have one system where it's like, okay, we're gonna beat the shit out of you for X amount of time. Next time y'all vote hard enough to that, all that's gonna happen is we're taking a break. But just remember, eventually we're going to do such a bad job that they get to beat the shit out of you again.
Yikes.
Yeah. So, you know, it's just,
It sounds like whatever you do, you're fucked.
yeah. Still the best country in the world, still nowhere else I'd rather live. At the end of the day, no matter what's going on, you as an individual have so much more space, freedom, and opportunity. Like, I'm not going to jail for stuff I hit the like button on Twitter. You know, I'm not British.
The like button is crazy.
I mean, they're getting close. There's like,
For now, it's if you post it, if you like it.
oh, people
my
have
God.
gone to jail for retweets. So, you know, they're working their way through. You know, there's the reply function, that's posting. There's the retweeting, which is like halfway to posting.
Dude, imagine if the whole original population's in jail, and it's just all the immigrants running around in the streets. In the UK, that'd be crazy.
I mean,
Like they'd be all in jail. They'd be like, so like actually they'd be in a better society because they wouldn't have the internet anymore. They're just all hanging out in jail together. You know, just like, how are you? And they're like tea and jail. I'm imagining this perfect British society in the prisons, and then the actual streets are just like fucked. But like inside the jail, they're all having a great time.
yeah.
Maybe that's one way to do it, Doug. Maybe we don't get rid of the illegals. Maybe we get rid of ourselves.
Okay, yes, but
Yes.
how do we guarantee that, like, how do we guarantee that we still have our inside conditions? Like, that's the thing, right? Because
No, I know. It's a joke, obviously.
let's make it really serious. Let's try to game this out, because
Oh, God.
that does sound ideal.
Mm-hmm.
So, what levers of control can we put in place to where I feel like guys like you and me would fit in with the inside crowd. So, let's.
For certain reasons.
Yeah. But so once we're all inside, how do we ensure that we still have inside? You know, what's stopping outside from just locking the door and letting us rot, essentially? Is there a way to ensure that we still have inside?
Well, that's the thing is that, you know, these social programs that have to help people out, obviously they're going to still help the jails, the prisons, right?
Okay.
They have to. It's a state-run function.
True.
Like, what are they going to do? Stop giving out welfare? No.
I guess more what I'm thinking, like, one, obviously we still have to have our lights, our water, or stuff like that.
Oh, you're saying if everyone's on the inside, then no one's outside doing that. Because the illegals aren't doing that.
Well, another part of this too is
But think about this, you get rid of all pedophilia, you get rid of all sex crimes. Because who are they do it to each other? Everyone's on the inside.
oh, no.
They can't. Are they going to go into jail to get it?
Hey, I don't care if they're doing it to each other. I care that they're not doing it to us anymore.
That's what I'm saying.
We're not going to have that on the inside.
That's what I'm saying. The kids will be fine. They're going to be locked up in cells and have a good time.
But you know,
this is so dumb.
food, water, electricity, that's
Right.
all outside stuff. So that's one thing that you got to consider is like, how do we get outside to keep giving us that on the inside? The other thing is, if they do magically decide to start running a society and they continue the process of like law
Well,
enforcement.
maybe we have farms on the inside.
Okay. The next thing, I'm just like, so they're running a society. We're on the inside, right? How do we keep people out of the inside? Because if they're having laws and courts and all that shit, like the ultimate end of laws and courts is sending people to jail if you need to.
Well, that's the thing is they don't send those people to jail.
But what if they try to? How do we say fuck off? We're full.
we build a workforce hotel for them to stay in. Because you know about Britain, like they shove them full in the hotels.
Yeah.
So
You know what's crazy? I'm just realizing.
it's almost like El Salvador, like the work camps, you know? Like as a prison, we go out, we build a hotel for them to stay in.
You know what I'm starting to realize? We could achieve this goal if we simply didn't let those people. And if our country was inside, then instead of the outside people coming to the country, we could just go to their countries and build them their hotels, and you know, we could make inside much bigger.
Give me that. Give me that.
You can have that over there.
You give me.
You will. You give me. Give me you.
I'll give you a hotel in your country.
Yeah.
What is this, Monopoly?
So I was walking down the street the other day, and I see 1, 2, 3, then 4 houses, and right at the end of the block, there's a hotel. I'm like, what is this? Monopoly?
Yeah, dude.
But
You know what? You make a good point, though. But your point, where it's too late for that.
is it too late?
For Britain, anyway.
Well, so I guess why I would ask, is it too late? Is like, obviously, it's gonna take like probably a quarter century of work. But do you really think that there are so few British people left that the country has fully fallen?
No, that's not what I meant.
Yeah.
I meant like it's too late for them to change like how it is now. Like it's too late.
Yeah.
And it's too late for like there's definitely not going to be a British Empire anytime soon.
I mean,
Not again.
as far as empire contenders go, there's
China.
two countries on the planet left. Easily starting, like if we started today and just said ready, set, go, the globe would get split between the United States and China.
I definitely feel like China is a contender for that.
It's only because they've done so much legwork in the past 30, 40 years.
But they took over, what, was it Nepal?
Mm-hmm.
Or like, I mean, Nepal's still a country, but they took over like part of something. I remember. Like, they've already done that, and they have plans to take over, you know.
The one you're thinking of is Burma/Myanmar.
Maybe.
I don't know which one's the current name, but like I had to remember what place has 2 names because
There was something with Nepal or something. Like the Dalai Lama got in trouble, remember? They kidnapped the Dalai Lama or whatever.
it's because he spoke out on the whole Burma-Nepal thing or Burma-Myanmar thing.
Yeah.
I think he's like ethnically from that region.
But we have had nothing on the scale of like Japan in the 40s and 30s. Like, we have had nothing like that again, thank
Yeah.
God.
I thought China was starting to go that way when people talked about the Uyghurs, but no, it turns out that was just kind of normal. They were just trying to get that entire population of people sort of up to speed with, you know, the cutting edge of modern society.
And that's what we need to do.
I mean, that's idealistically, kind of what we've always done. I mean, shoot, American Indians, we're like, by the time we decided to treat them well, the coolest, most cutting edge thing was gambling. So like, you guys just have all the casinos now.
The most cutting, cool edge. Dude, gambling's been a thing since time immemorial.
Yeah, but like, I feel like for American Indians, like when we got our shit together as a country in terms of like, you know, catching them up, that was like the 20s and the 30s. What was
You're not wrong. Cowboys was 1880s, 1890s, bro. Like that was still full on fighting each other moments.
Yeah. So you think about what was going on in the 20s and 30s. That's like Great Gatsby, Rolling 20s. You know.
That was a good decade for
Yeah.
for America.
So, but wow, fun stuff. Great conversation so far, folks. If you're liking what you're hearing, if you're enjoying it, make sure to smash that MF like button. Tap on that bell so you get notifications every time we upload.
Fucking donkey punched the shit out of the subscribe button.
Yeah, you know your ass wants to watch the Daily Short.
Okay, bud.
I mean, I'm just saying more than just the pod gets posted on this channel. So,
Sure.
and if you're on Spotify, Second Dick, you get an episode once a week.
Oh my god.
Speaking of Second Dick, we got to talk about Don Lemon.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is new corner for the show. We'll see how long it lasts, but this is part of Minnesota Watch. And speaking of Second Dick, is because Don Lemon is famously openly gay. Not
Yeah, that's what I figured.
not being derogatory. It's just a fact about him. He's quite proud of it, and you know, more power to you.
Nothing
sister.
wrong with sucking a dick.
More power to you, sister.
Yeah, dude. Do you remember your first blowjob?
Oh man, giving or receiving?
Don't say that. You're ruining it. You're ruining it. Do you remember your first blowjob?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How long did it take you to make the guy come?
Very good, doctor.
Doctor. My friend got me with that one last night, so I had to share it with you.
Hell yeah.
I said 5 minutes
Yeah.
because I like to put in some work.
I mean, 5 minutes is crazy. 5 minutes is
There's moments where the pace changes.
you're showing off, brother.
Yeah, exactly.
Um.
You don't want it to be 1 minute. I mean, that's Anyway,
So
Don Lemon.
yeah. So in the continuation of all kinds of crazy things be happening in Minnesota right now, they're just, and specifically Minneapolis, Don Lemon comes into play here for completely violating the shit out of people's First Amendment rights. He was part of leading a protest into a church, interrupting the church service. They got really aggressive with members of the laity. They got all up in the pastor's face.
But why?
But because churches are soft targets, okay?
Was there a reason though? Like,
They were still. They mentioned Renee Good a lot. These protesters did. Quite frankly, these kinds of actions are terroristic.
if there was like no reason, it makes no sense.
And it's just to continue on. What they claimed was the goal of it was to make people scared, which is the goal of terrorism.
Yeah.
The really crazy part, though, it's sad. Like, one, if they wanted to make people scared, why did it have to be a Christian church? Would they have dared to do that at a mosque? Would they have dared to do that at a Jewish place of worship? No, they wouldn't have. So there's also a racial element of we're gonna go after the whitest thing possible because it's just a fact. A lot of people would like to see white people completely wiped out.
I a little bit disagree with you. I feel like Christianity is not just for the white people, but yeah.
Oh no, it's for everybody. But
because there's famously black churches, right?
yeah.
Also,
they did pick a white church.
Obviously they did. Yeah, obviously. I think what you're saying is correct. But what I'm saying is that I don't think Christianity can be labeled as a target against white people per se, because those black churches are pretty famous, like the the choruses and the choirs, all the ladies and the stuff. You know, like you don't really, you know.
To be clear, they win.
Can I get a amen, brother?
I don't like men's no more. Love that clip. But no, to be clear, I'm saying like they picked a white coded target for a reason, because a large element of left protest in America is simply just being anti-white, which is especially crazy when you see how many of the protesters are white themselves.
Exactly.
But you know, it doesn't have to make sense.
Yeah, honestly, I don't understand any of that. Why go to a church? Why do this? Don Lemon, what is going on here?
Yeah, well, you know, any place of worship is going to be a soft target. You could very easily.
What are they hiding? Are they against illegals at the church or something? Like,
No, they're
like
not.
why target them? Like, I would say Christians are probably some of the like nicest people in terms of like they probably like want everyone to be doing well and you know care for the charity and caring for people like a church. Like, I mean, why is that the target? Why not like the boardroom of like of Kellogg or something? Isn't Kellogg in Minneapolis?
He was definitely an upper Midwest kind of guy. I couldn't tell you though. But again, I keep repeating this phrase, soft target. For as aggressive.
Well, you're not going to receive any pushback.
Yeah, because it's for as aggressive as a lot of this protesting is, or if you think to protest pass, when you see like rioting and things being burned down, it's places that people go to do those kinds of behaviors in places where they know that they won't receive a physical consequence. If you can be pretty sure, unless you're in Texas, you know, 9 times out of 10, if you go to a church, nobody's going to get violent with you. So specifically, like a white Christian church, but it's fun. I follow a decent number of like black TikTok.
Well, especially in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Like, none of those people are going to be carrying guns and stuff.
But in
You were
terms,
saying in Texas, it's a different story.
yeah, in terms of that incident, like a lot of the black TikTokers I follow were just like, I mean, I don't even go to church anymore, but you know there was a reason they didn't go to a black. Try that at like a southern black church. You think they're getting past the aunties at the front door, let alone. You think they're getting to that pastor's face? But so bringing that incident up, like, do want to highlight part of the First Amendment is freedom of religion. To actively intrude on somebody's, you know, congregation, their act of worshiping, however they want to come together as a community, totally violating their constitutional rights. That's like a no-go zone. Even the Westboro Baptist Church, for those of you out there who remember them, the people, you know, I told you their name, you can look them up if you don't know. But like, they were pretty aggressive. They never went into anybody's church to say the crap that they wanted to say. In fact, like, think of another example. One of the most egregious hate crimes of the century was Dylan Roof. Do you remember this guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Didn't he go to a black church?
Yeah. He went to do his racially motivated murders at a black church, and that's why they threw the damn book at him. Because that's fucked up on 2 levels. Murder, wrong in general. Second of all, we used to stand for something as a country, and part of that used to be the Constitution.
Well, I mean, a hate crime as well, right?
Yeah, I mean,
That's up there with number 1, the murder and hate crime.
Having already called it a hate crime, didn't feel the need to double down on that.
Heard. My bad. Hey, that's my bad.
My man.
My man! Human music.
But then, in addition to like, you know, terrorizing this congregation, like, it's so cut and dry. He was on face cam, and then he ran around.
He's just trying to terrorize this congregation so they don't want to support ICE.
And, you know, what a crazy way to maintain relevance. I'm sorry you got fired from CNN, Don Lemon. It's because your ratings sucked.
It's not because you're gay.
You could have done so much better with your life. I understand the urge to hold on, but what really, the ultimate fallout of this, so cut and dry, so well documented, as of the recording, a full week after that incident, as we're recording this right now, the federal government still has not put him in jail. Like, this should be so. So why are they letting him do that? Why are they letting him get away with that? Why are they letting his conspirators get away with that? That was crazy and aggressive, and I think it helps paint a picture of what time it is in Minneapolis. Kind of a lawless city. That goes both ways and dovetails into our next thing. So what was the other big thing that popped off?
Right, so that incident happened, I think, earlier this week or whatever.
That happened a full week ago.
Yeah, whereas something happened just yesterday.
As of the time of recording.
Yes.
So,
Do you want to
well,
lead this one? Or do you want...
I handed it off to you to introduce because I just said, like...
Well, I can't remember his name exactly. It's Alex...
Alex Preddy.
Preddy. Okay, I knew it, 2 T's in there. He was, I mean, the backstory of him is I don't want to get full into it because we didn't really go full into Renee Good, but apparently he was a nurse at like a VA hospital, but bro was out there protesting and, you know, there's a lot of different takes on it because, again, you know, there's a lot of different evidence and things, but he got shot and killed by a member of ICE while getting kind of mobbed by a couple members of ICE. I guess like they were trying to detain him or whatever. And not good, you know, I mean, never good when anyone dies. I mean, we said the same thing for George Floyd.
Yeah,
and we refer to her that way in respect, you know, because she was just the inciting incident, just like George Floyd. You know, it's not trying to say that she was anything like him at all or whatever. Just,
I mean, shit has continued to jump off. Obviously, we
Yeah.
talked about Renee Good last week. Now we're talking about Alex Preddy.
and
Stuff goes on. You know, it has in fact continued to escalate. And I was glad that I found that sort of weave to this because it's the two sides of lawlessness. There's, you know, these people who are going too far with their protesting, for sure, like a cut and dry case of that. And then you have elements of what happened to Alex Preddy that also do feel like a complete overreach. You talked about how there was 6-7 guys on him. And I did not say that to be funny.
you did the hand motion, Doug.
I've been mind virused.
You really
I guess I'm
have.
incapable of saying 6-7.
Stop, dude, stop.
Like, it was a full detachment of, and a point of order, just for accuracy's sake. These weren't technically ICE; they were Customs and Border Patrol.
True, Border Patrol. That's what I heard.
They've needed to pull in so many extra personnel because of people getting in their way. That, like, it's all hands on deck up there. There's no way to look at it whether you come out on one side or the other. There's no way to look at it and not admit that it's more force than was necessary for the situation. Let alone him dying. Whether you're the kind of person who, you know, thinks he pulled a gun on them, or whether the person that you think, whether you're the kind of like.
It's never good. We said this last time as well. It's never good when you have to say, what angle did you see? Like, that's just never,
Yeah.
That's never a great thing. From evidence that I saw, from evidence that Doug saw, like, because there was a lot of people filming. I think he himself was filming. I'm pretty sure I saw at least a picture, like, in some of the videos, he had his phone out in one hand, and he was filming stuff, and they were filming him, and you know, it's unfortunate that I'm just gonna say, man, if you got like 5 dudes on you holding you down, I don't really see a need to end that with lethal force. You know what I mean? I think ICE kind of has to take or not ICE, I guess, Border Patrol has to take an L on this one.
The point that I want to say,
I don't know if it's defensible or not.
that's going to align somewhat more with what you're saying,
Yeah.
and to fully put a bow on the lawlessness of both sides,
Right.
is, there's no punishment for violating people's First Amendment rights. and then I guarantee you that none of the guys.
Well, not in Minneapolis.
I'm going to guarantee you that none of the guys who were involved directly in Alex Pretty's death, none of them are going to receive consequences either. And in a just world, so I hate doing the just world fallacy here, but in a just world, we wouldn't get either of these outcomes. And a sober person, a sober-minded person, would look at all of that and be like, shit has to change. Nothing that's going on there is good.
Yes, I think you're exactly right, Doug. For once in your life, you're exactly right.
He's thinking I'm right.
When's the last time you heard us say that? But yeah, dude, like anyone, like that's why I asked the big question this week, like in our local area, because it's happening all over the country. But in this instance, in Minneapolis, it is a lawless, like, you have to wake up. Nightmare, wake up, dude. Like,
your country's falling apart.
well, one state for sure, in more ways than one. But yeah, dude, like, how are we allowing this as a country to happen? Like, how do we get to this point? How did we get here? How do we get out of here? How do we stop it? You know, that's the kind of stuff you need to be thinking about as a critical thinker. You know, we don't just go with the flow on this.
No.
I don't think.
Yeah.
Although I kind of am, but I shouldn't be.
Yeah.
I'm not going to Minneapolis though. I'm not going there.
No. You know, Olympus has fallen. sort of. I think.
Mr. President.
Yeah.
The Minneapolis has fallen.
Yeah. A guy like me.
The second Minneapolis has fallen.
I mean, they're called the Twin Cities for a reason.
Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah, we need one thing like that every 25 years, I guess.
Damn.
But yeah, I think the most important thing that you can do as a person who's not directly involved, obviously the law is going to just have to show up and do what they can, and really try each individually not to let themselves get out of hand. Because you can't always invoke this, but you do have a responsibility as a executor of the law to only follow the law. You're not supposed to do things that are illegal. If you're there to do the law, you're not supposed to do illegal things. And so that's why escalating degrees of force, rules of engagement, all that comes into play. And then, like, Minneapolis citizens need to start fucking staying home. It's not the biggest deal in the world that these guys are just trying to do their jobs. And there was one viral video of a agent talking to somebody, and he was like, look, like, and he even pulled out the stack of paperwork. He's like, the guy that we're in this neighborhood to get is a convicted child rapist. Why are you protesting us arresting this guy? You would rather have this guy living in your, like, they're doing their best. They're doing their best to just, like the original promise was. And yeah, so really, the regular citizens, they kind of got to stay home. Like, I get being upset about that, but like, there needs to be a level of trust, and also ICE needs to maybe not go as hard. I think that's an okay thing to admit too. As far as people in the rest of the country, you need to focus on living your best life and treating the people in your life well. This is not something to break up relationships over. It's not something to break up families over.
Please.
I'm really tired. It's been 10 years of people, like, destroying their personal lives over politics. There's fistfuls of people that you could, like, personal anecdotes that I know, and then it expands out. People who've cut off their families over...
No, I talked about this, like, however long ago. There was, like, an interview with, like, Cutie Cinderella or something, some streamer, and her, which she's a streamer, talking about, like, oh, yeah, if my Republican uncle says some shit, I'm still going to love him in the end because he's my family. And then that girl was like, the girl that was interviewing her was like, oh my God, I felt so weird and attacked there. And I'm like, what are you talking about? They're family, dude.
Yeah.
Like, yes, So I think a lot of people have taken this too far. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
That you're taking politics. It goes back to what you said forever ago, which isn't that long ago, but about evil and the layers and how the political has now shifted to the moral layer, which is ridiculous.
It's this total inversion. Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah. I feel like you were saying something to me earlier before we started recording. Why are these people protesting? What is the point of all this? Why do they not want ICE to deport these people? These illegals?
I mean,
Do they feel like a humanitarian, like sense of justice, that they're like, these people deserve to be able to stay? Is that like what it is? Like they're just people and they're like us and they deserve to stay?
see, I'm going to try my best to frame this really charitably. But it's like a long-term cultural conditioning to the complete and total equality of all people, like globally. It's having no distinction between Ahmed Mohammed in Iran as opposed to your own mom. It's considering both of those lives completely equal and in fact interchangeable. I think this is the most charitable framing I can put on that if I'm trying to understand it. I could get much more negative. You'd be like, oh, these people want to see the complete dismantlement of Western society. A lot of them do, if you listen to their rhetoric. But again, I'm being charitable here. So yeah, this is the result of radical equality. In which, I hate to break it to you, not everybody's the same, and also not everybody is worthy of the same consideration. There's priorities you should have in your life. You should care about your family first, your friends second, your country third, and then you can start caring about the world.
I feel like, for some people, like, you choose your family, so, friends and family distinction there, I feel like kind of goes hand in hand. But
right.
anyway, I still understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was being nitpicky, but yeah, like, I get what you're saying, like, and I totally agree. Like, why would I want? So, like, isn't there like the scenario like, yo, press the button, you get $1 million, but like 1,000 people blew up on the other side of the world? Obviously, you wouldn't want to press that button. But what if it was your mom dies or Ahmed Muhammad, whoever that dude is, which is such a weird name. I feel like that's 2 first names. But, press the button, if you don't press the button, your mom dies. If you press the button, Ahmed dies. I don't know him.
I would seriously question not pressing the button.
I don't know him.
If you're the kind of person that wouldn't press that button, you have some work to do. Or your mom sucks. Like, I respect the institution of motherhood. I love my own mother.
You know what? Yeah, there are some bad moms out there, though, right?
Yeah.
Like the one that doesn't want custody. The non-custodial.
Great callback, man.
Yeah. I'm not pressing that button. You didn't care about me, Mom. I don't care about you.
It's your lucky day, Ahmed. Ahmed, you did it again.
I'm imagining like Trump actually saying this. Never punished, Ahmed. You win again.
He gets up to the press conference. He was like, all right, Ahmed, I have great news. It's your lucky day.
You're lucky my mom was non-custodial.
Ahmed, you've done it again. Inshallah, some are saying it. I'm saying it too. Inshallah, you'll live, Ahmed. Inshallah.
Oh shit, dude.
All right.
But I mean, I feel like that's a fair comparison of what you're trying to say, like this equality or whatever. Like, if you had to choose if mom dies or some random dude on the other side of the planet, why would you ever not pick your mom?
Yeah.
Unless circumstances. But in most scenarios, I feel like people would be like, yeah, I want my mom to live.
Yeah.
I don't think most people would do that. I mean, sorry, dude, across the planet, but I don't know you.
Yeah. On the parental angle too, a lot of raging against society is just verifiable daddy issues. Like, oh, fuck you, Dad. You're not going to tell me what to do. You're not my president. You know, it's,
Well, yeah, that's a lot of the Gen Z, like, uprisings recently.
so.
Like, going against the establishment.
And which, of course, there's stuff that needs to change. But
Like, that happened globally. I don't really think that happened too much in America. It was more global. What we're seeing now, I don't know if that's Gen Z or not. I have no idea. The protesters, like, Renee Good was definitely not Gen Z. Definitely not. Alex Preddy, he was like 37. He was like a millennial.
yeah.
But, which actually that checks out. I feel like
Yeah.
millennials were the type of people to be out there doing this.
Yeah. As an elder Zoomer, that's why I don't claim them.
But the Gen Z uprisings did happen in, like, I was talking about before, like in Nepal and in Indonesia. That's the one. Not Malaysia, Indonesia. Oh!
So, yeah, just crazy time out there. I welcome anybody hearing this transmission to make sure you have your priorities in order and to look after what you love in life. And if you put that first, good things will follow. And if enough of us all do that, it will snowball into a better society and a better world.
Yeah, because it's not like you shouldn't care about the rest of the world. Right? It's not like that. We're not saying that.
Well, you're not saying that.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. Like, if there's a natural disaster somewhere, you send aid, obviously, right? But, you know, you deal with what you got to deal with first.
Yeah.
Like you said, priorities.
Yeah. Exactly. I think that's a great thing to part a shot on, actually. If you're ready.
This episode's been kind of crazy.
I think we did it though. I think we pulled it off.
We talked about a lot of stuff.
I was a little worried about it. I ain't gonna lie. I can't cap, but I think we did it.
Sure.
There, brother.
Oh, right. Parting shot. That's right.
Get that big iron off your hip and point it at the camera.
I can't do that. I'll get shot. No shit.
Real,
Fuck.
real,
Oh, shit.
real
Oh,
doctor,
shit.
doctor.
Oh, shit. My bad. That was too far. My bad, guys.
More like too soon.
Yeah,
But still.
that's what I. Yeah, that's what I meant when I said that. Twitch.tv/Seth_Nacho411. Come by, come check out the streams. I want. You have stream. I want to see it. What it look like?
This is my stream. What's your stream? I want to see.
Yeah, but I want you to see my stream. Guys, stay safe out there. You know, I feel like lawlessness isn't cool. You know, anarchy is not the answer. That goes both ways. Libertarianism and also the other way. So, yeah, like what? Those like weird cities in California, don't they have some of those weird cities?
Well, there's specifically Slab City is the most famous one.
They're like lawless.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Just, you know, it goes bad the liberal way and it goes bad the really far right way. Anarchy just ain't cool, usually. You know, let's live in a society where we support each other. Rousseau. Let's have some Rousseau in the chat. Can I get... Can I... Is that his name, Rousseau, in that?
I mean,
The contract?
I would
What do you
not-
call it?
Social contract.
Social contract, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if it's Rousseau or not, but
It's Rousseau.
this could be a whole other episode. So it's, yeah. The
I'm parting a shot here.
the
okay?
Enlightenment wasn't all it's cracked up to be.
I was just asking if it was Rousseau, and it's called the social... I didn't... No one asked for your opinion, Doug! You're wrong!
It's your shot. That's my bad.
Your dog's a wife! But yeah, anyway, you get what I'm saying. Just like what I feel like what you said was so nice, you know? Get your priorities straight, take care of those around you that you love. And if we all do that, it becomes a wonderful place.
Hell yeah.
I'm not saying that you don't already, but spread the word. Call to action.
Indeed. Over here, you already know. It's your boy Doug B. Get at me where you at me. In terms of something that I'd want you to think about this week, just shouts out to Japan. They always do a good job at focusing on themselves and focusing on cool thought experiments. There's a weird anime that's going to come out this year called Petals of Reincarnation. It's featuring Lolly Hitler and Albert Einstein. It's also airing on Crunchyroll, so you know it's going to be good. So check that out if you want to, but do everything you got to do, which is carry water, chop wood, and most importantly,
Shuchu Shiose.
I'll be the roundabout. The words will make you out and out. I spent the day away. Calling morning, driving through the south.